Good afternoon, everyone. So, no jazzy intro for today's show. I hope that by the end of this week, we all want to relax. And I have Paul MacFarlane with us. He is going to teach me a little bit about meditation. Beautiful, Paul. How are you?
I'm alive, I'm awake, I'm aware, and I'm grateful.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. So, teach me, when I was in college, I learned a little bit about transcendental meditation, but nothing specific. What is the best place? Like, where can I get started?
You can find in almost any major city an official certified transcendental meditation person or center. That's the good thing. They're easy to find. Just look up transcendental meditation and make sure they have a little TM after the big TM because the trademark is defended.
Okay, understood.
Now, do you want to know the history?
I do.
Okay. Well, when I do it, the first thing I usually say is Jai Guru Dev, because Guru Dev was sort of Maharishi Mahesh's teacher. Oh, Maharishi Mahesh, that Maharishi Mahesh with the Beatles. Yes. he was such an interesting guy. He was sexy Sadie, because he was quite disruptive to a lot of people. But he's quite a clever guy. In fact, when he actually came to America and set up the whole center that's in Fairfield, Iowa, think Field of Dreams, Southern Iowa. He was asked by some traditional people saying, well, Maharishi, this is going to take a lot of money to do this venture. Where is the money going to come from? And he said, from whatever it is now. And that tells you everything. Oh, if you can fix that, everyone. It's an E, not a D on the end, everyone, in case they try to find me on Facebook or something. And it's just from whatever it is now. And there are many, many videos you can see of him online on the tube of you and people talking about TM. But here's the simple message I can tell about transcendental meditation. If you've done anything about meditation, you may have heard that there's a struggle to clear your mind of thoughts or to hold on to something. Nope, not in this. In fact, transcendental meditation is the only meditation methodology that science itself has proven an absolute change in our central nervous system from it. In transcendental meditation, we have evidence that shows that basically our central nervous system, the perfection of the central nervous system, is what true evolution really is. And that our minds, our central nervous system, is by its very nature seeking happiness. And as simple as that is, seeking happiness, it's deep. Because in transcendental meditation, if we have a motto of any kind, it's this: take it easy. It's not a struggle to hold on to something, and it is not a struggle to let go of anything, because the fact that the more you do any meditation, you will notice you have more thoughts, and that freaks out a lot of people. So TM is the most gentle, simple, and deceptively easy thing to do. In fact, after your first session, you are already an expert.
Really?
Yes.
Can we do a little?
I could do it, but I wouldn't tell you what I'm doing, because see, it's not that it's a trade secret, but it is a trade secret, and you really have to do it through a certified teacher. My teacher studied under Maharishi Mahesh, but the main thing is it's just sitting quietly and comfortably. And we are given, the teacher will give you a mantra that is perfect for you. And the mantra is not a word that means anything. It is more about sound, the sound of the words. You could say it's nonsense, gibberish, it doesn't matter, but it's a sound. And all I do is, what I do in my process, I can tell you this. I spend about 2 or 3 minutes just in quiet, settling down. And I may have my eyes open and kind of see what I'm seeing. I may close my eyes and notice the difference, open my eyes, and realize how much we get through our eyes. And knowing that when we close our eyes, that is a safe, comfortable place, right? Because that's an easy thing to do. And then I can sketch around the borders. I'm going to be a TMTs here, right?
All right.
But you wouldn't know anything about that now, would you?
No.
So the point is, TMTs is that you go to the mantra and the mantra comes to you. There's a playfulness to it where you approach the mantra innocently, easily. And of course, thoughts will pull away, but you just gently, easily return to it. And we do it for 20 minutes. The Maharishi said 20 minutes twice a day is all you need. So now what do I do at the end of 20 minutes? I spend 3 to 6 minutes, usually reclining or semi-reclining, going back into my body, because I've been in a very beautiful state where I've just transcended. See, I've transcended everything. And to be back in the body, to notice I have flesh and bones and muscle and fat and organs and squishy bits and water and blood and whatever, I very calmly, gently stay there. And I do use a meditation timer that I found that just lets me set preparation time and meditation time and after. The one that I use, it's not an official TM one at all, but it's called meditation timer. Yeah. And if you look on your app store or whatever, for meditation timer, and if it looks brown and has a picture of a person meditating, that's it. And you can, if I hold it the right angle, maybe we can see.
There we go.
Yeah, I have different settings for different kind of meditations, whether I do a preparation or post. But again, the post meditation is when I notice my body again in a very relaxed way. Because some people, if they come out of TM directly into activity, it's the most awful, disturbing thing, and we can be quite grouchy. So a practice of quiet being in the body afterwards is beneficial. And what do I do next? I do very easy, relaxed physical movement, which is the Shaolin breathing that I was taught, and Tai Chi Chuan, which I've been practicing since 1998. So I just bit off a couple big bites there. So if you want me to talk about either of those, I can.
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, there's a link between the two. When we were talking earlier before the recording, we were talking about everything in our lives all connects. Absolutely. Everything is connected to everything. There's a practice called interbeing, which shows that everything I've got here, this microphone, this desk, which is made of bamboo, this iPhone, everything, when you realize the materials it comes from, it's all connected. We are all part of it. The fact that Elizabeth and I are pixels on a screen, well, we're also flesh and blood, apparently. And if my body is porous and I can breathe through my skin and the air enters my skin and the atmosphere is the same air that she's breathing and her skin. And you see, where exactly does Elizabeth begin and end and Paul begin and end? That's theory, right?
Right.
And before we try and get into that, I'll keep going into Shaolin breathing. All right. You realize yoga. We all know about yoga, right? Yoga comes from observing nature and animals. And the fact that it works so well is you generally don't see a deer walking through the woods going, oh, my back. Oh, my back. Not for very long, because there'll be a predator that says, thank you very much. Your name is lunch. But we always say, oh, my back hurts and different things. Well, Yoga came from analyzing animals and moving like animals do to increase our health. And then the spiritual came into it. Well, long ago, well before you were born, there was an Indian man that was called Bodhidharma. Do the research and you can figure out what that name means. But Bodhidharma traveled and he went north and east into China. I'm sorry, China. And in China, in the northeast, there were the Shaolin temples and the Shaolin monks. Yes, I own the complete set of David Carradine's Kung Fu TV, so we can. But the point is, at the Shaolin temples, they were doing a rather hard form of practice. And Bodhidharma, I don't know how he spoke to them if he didn't speak their language and vice versa, but it's a great story. And he said, basically, you're going to kill yourselves doing it like that. And they're like, go get out of here. And so he did get out of here. And legend says, and you can go visit the place and see it, a cave that he sat and meditated in. And on the wall, there are 2 eyelid-shaped holes that someone probably did that. But the story is that his power of his meditation bored holes. And there's another story that to stay awake, he cut his eyelids off. And they fell into the ground and sprouted as tea plants. All right, so legend story. What happened is some yoga was brought to some of the martial arts of China. And the earliest written goes back only about 300 years because all of this was taught in monasteries or it was taught in families, father to eldest son. Mm-hmm. I like to think that the women had something going on too. And if not, I would love to go back in history and fix all that. So about 300 years ago, there's the first sort of written thing of something that we would call Tai Chi. Now, I'm saying it Tai Chi, not Tai Chi. And the full name is Tai Chi Chuan. And someone could criticize my Chinese speaking there all they want. But the important thing is, it's not Tai Chi, C-H-I, because Qi is the energy in the body that moves along meridians, and acupuncturists and Chinese doctors know how to deal with. Qi is said to be gathered in the dantian. And the dantian, we can all do this. We have a navel because we were born. Find 2 fingers below your navel, right there. That is the dantian. And Tai Chi masters over years, because their bodies have been exhumed, and they get this leathery bag there that's very tough. And that is where the Qi is centered and gathered. That's where we breathe from. And that's why yours truly does not do Kundalini yoga. Because that...
You know what that is, Paul? What is that?
Fire breathing.
Fire breathing yoga?
Yeah, if you lay on your back and you do that with your belly...
Oh, yeah, no, I'd pass out.
Oh, right. Well, okay. But see, if you do that, it messes up your bag of Qi. Oh, but actually, if you want the history, anyone who's seen the Woodstock movie, if you have it, look at the scene. It's about a quarter of the way in where you see a school bus and you see people doing Kundalini yoga and they go like that. You can also see people next to the bus doing Tai Chi. The actual form that I do, which is called the Yang style short form. But I'm getting a little ahead of my story. So the Qi is cultivated there and in the movements and how we move. Now let's go back to animals. How many animals walk upright? Meaning on 2 legs. Well, I don't mean that they're upright, but I mean if they have 4, 2 are up in the air always.
Right, yes.
The primates, right? But even a lot of them walk on their, on their fists.
That's true.
Problem is, those of us who are this side of 18, you have to realize that we have a thing called gravity, and our internal organs are going.
Not pretty.
And what happens to our health is the internal organs stick together. And if you do any kind of work with acupuncture or Chinese medicine, they'll talk about dampness in the abdomen, damp heat, which is called friction. And damp heat there makes upper respiratory problems.
Wow.
Yeah. And so Tai Chi does for us upright human beings what animals who walk on all fours get. If you walk on all fours, I have a little bit of space here. I can kind of demonstrate. On all fours, my internal organs are suspended by my spine. And when I'm walking, they're getting a massage as I move on all fours all the time. But we are human beings. We are smart and we are upright and we sit and we stand. Well, that happens. So in Tai Chi, all of our movements come from our dantian. When someone sees Tai Chi being done, oh, they look, oh, what are the hands doing? The arms, and oh, we're all about the hands, because in our culture, what do we do with our hands? We point, we do, and that's just the outward manifestation of what's happening in the waist. Another break from yoga, we never twist. In Tai Chi Chuan, the Yang style, we have 5 principles. And they're great because they're how you practice, but also how you be. The first is body upright. And body upright, most people, are like this.
Like I was.
Right. And there's 2 tricks to this. One is if you just take your thorax and lift it. Lift just that. What happens to your chin? It goes back in. See? Lift from there. Because just to keep that in alignment fixes so many things. Body upright means if you had a meat hook in the top of your skull and you were just being suspended, how would your skeleton hang? Well, it certainly wouldn't be like this, and it wouldn't be like this. We're not closing in, being body upright. Now, body upright structurally means this. Body upright means to be upright in society, to be upright in your character, to be upright in your thinking. See, the more you go, the more you find. That's just the first principle. See, when I teach this class, I go really slow. On the first day, we'll get through the principles, not that anyone understands it, and we learn how to move our foot once. And that's the end of the class. So it takes most...
Really?
Yeah. Because we don't just move our foot. It's how we move our foot, what part of our foot touches, the sensations and everything. Well, I digress. I go a little further, but that's all most people can learn. And if people are impatient, they shouldn't be in my class, because Tai Chi is something it takes most people about 1 year to learn what to do, and then the rest of your life to try and make it better and gain things. So anyway, back to, we have the guy Bodhidharma in China. They called him Damo in their language, and he brought the animal softness to the martial arts. And Tai Chi Chuan literally means supreme ultimate fist. Supreme ultimate fist. And they're not given to hyperbole. Supreme means the highest, and the ultimate, the maximum development thereof. Fist. It is a martial art. In fact, I'm going to actually show you something very simple here. The very first movement we do looks like this from the front. And then like this, and like this. And from the side, it looks like this. Like that, right? So it's called wrists float up. And when we do it, the trick is we use no muscle to do that. They float up because we are so relaxed. But I'll tell you, see, Supreme Ultimate Fist, that little motion I just did, I had to use that once in life. I was at a hockey game, standing near the top of the stairs, and these 2 obnoxious drunk guys started pushing and shoving me for reasons I don't know. And I just turned around and say, hey, but what's going on here, And he kept on. And the thing was, I was just standing there, just the way I stand. And he and the other guy both grabbed my arms. I instinctively did that, and they went flying down the stairs. Now, I can tell you, my teacher who passed away just last few days ago, he was one of my teachers, Ben Lowe. This guy is amazing. I mean, amazing. In fact, I don't think any martial art should be parlor tricks, but people are impressed by him, so I'll tell you this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that I saw evidence of. He was staying at a friend of mine who also passed away this year, one of my teachers, and he was lying on the sofa watching John Wayne Westerns because he loved Westerns. So cute. And someone, said the obvious question, "Hey, Ben, can you root lying down?" Now, rooting means when you're standing that you're really rooted to the ground. And the way I like to teach it, your feet should feel like if you make pancakes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the pan, when you turn them over the first time, that wet, sloppy batter just sticks to the pan. That's how your feet should feel: wet, sloppy, soft, and relaxed, sticking to the ground. So they said, "So Ben, can you root on the sofa?" And he said, "Yeah." So you have to imagine he's lying down, right?
Yeah.
And all he did was he's watching TV and just picks up one arm. So his arm is sticking up at a 90 degree. So the students knew what to do. They grabbed his arm and tried to push him down. To you, it will send you flying back. It's that chi that can be gathered up and sent through the extremities. Now, here's the deal, Elizabeth. I started this in 1998. The actuarial tables, whatever they say I'm going to live, it's not possible for me to study this as long as Ben did or as fervently. So I get just a taste of all this.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Tai Chi Chuan has a martial aspect to every part of it. And some of it looks quite impressive, but most of it looks like nothing until you realize you're doing most of it on one leg. So body upright's the first principle. The second principle is relax.
Mm.
But what do we mean by relax? Is this relax? No, that's collapse. It really means like, I'm really relaxed. Yeah, maybe you are. But the real truth is it's no tension. So in other words, if you tense your whole body, everything you possibly can, and then let it go, that's relaxed. And if you go any further, you collapse. So stand body upright, but relaxed. That's the goal. So relax in your life means to be relaxed about things, right? Tension is the opposite of good health, so relax. The third principle is waist is the commander, which I touched on earlier. We move from our dantian. We don't twist. So we build a lot of flexibility in the hip joints through relaxation, and we move through that way. Now, what does that mean? Waist is the commander. That part of your body is also what? Our center of gravity, right? And women's center of gravity is a little bit lower than most men. So if you're standing over a precipice over a railing, the man will tend to fall over before the woman will. Because your center of gravity is just a little bit lower.
Huh. Okay.
Because of the wonderful way you are shaped. Right?
Right.
So the moving from the waist, turning from the waist is a very grounding thing. And we mostly relax and sink rather we're not going up and outward. So that's the third. The fourth, which is really funny, it's called Beautiful Lady's Hand, which means this, a straight line, like here, fingers together and relaxed, totally relaxed. And Ben, when he breathed, you could see the palm of his hand move. Now, if I was in the same room with you, you could test this. When I stand and I breathe, my lower back expands too.
How do you know?
Because I can feel it and people have felt it on me. Yeah, so when I breathe, I can sort of demonstrate from here. I'm not just breathing here. I'm breathing all around. So the more you relax from here, If I put a hand here and I take a good deep breath. Yeah, it's very soft back here, and you can feel it expand, just like the front. That is a great manifestation of relaxation, and waste is the commander. But again, in society, moving and being from your core essence is a good thing. And then this happens to everybody. Let's see, relax, body upright, waist to the commander, everybody's hand, and well, you know what? It's perfectly Chinese for me not to remember. And the funny thing is, beautiful lady's hand,
Yes.
never say they don't have a sense of humor, because the very first thing we do is we do this, this, and then this. And we have something we do where the hand is like this. So even though it's a principle, they violate it. So back to TM. I'm doing a TM session. I bring it back to my body, notice my body, and I do Shaolin breathing, which I have not yet demonstrated, which I will. And then I do Tai Chi. And by doing all that, I've gone from a perfectly still mental state to bringing that calm into the movement and the actions of the body. So Shaolin breathing, this was taught to me by Ben Lowe and by Michael David, my other sweet dear friend who's no longer in this space. And there are many variations of this. It's very close to Qigong and some other kind of breath movements. With this particular things that I do, the way we begin is we stand with our feet shoulder width apart and relaxed and upright. And we half close our eyes. So we can still see what's going on, but you dim your vision just enough that it's easier to concentrate. And the first thing, I have to do this another time from a farther distance, but I can back up far enough to show you enough of what this is like. We stand with, oh boy, this is correct mirror-wise, but I would have to point out to you is men take our thumb into our left fist, women take their left thumb into the right fist, and like this, we hold it over our dantian.
Okay.
Now, Elizabeth, I've been asked many times, what does it matter? Men do it that way and women do it the other way. I have no idea, but I'm not willing to risk doing it the wrong way because the Chinese are very smart. So we stand there, and then it's inhalations and exhalations. And the first inhalation, with our eyes half closed, the hands raise up like this and form a pyramid. And you focus your gaze on the tips of the fingers, and you follow it all the way up, all the way up. The inhalation, and then all the way down, 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 all the way down. And then there are things that happen below you can't see. But some of the other movements are timed with inhalation, like so, where the hands come up like this. And then with an inhalation, this fingertip goes out forward, and you're like pulling a bow, and you watch that fingertip. Tip of the finger, and exhale, bringing it back. And you watch it, and the hands switch and go this way. And then there's a up movement and down, which you see this in Qigong. It's very common. So I do that. I do 2 or 3 rounds of that before I do my Tai Chi. And again, I do what's called the Yang style short form. And then after that, what I've been doing lately is I practice my Dutch, because my goal is to live in Amsterdam. And so I'm teaching myself Dutch. That's not necessarily meditative. In fact, if anything, it brings ego into it pretty heavily if I'm good. But then after that, this is a promotion. I'm going to say it just loud and clear for the app called Calm.
All right.
And the Calm app, I will show. Oh, wait, I'll show it on my screen. Yeah, there's Calm, right?
There it is, blue with a script that says Calm. How did you find it? How did you discover it?
I think I've always looked for meditation apps, and I've had all different kinds over the years. And when I checked this one out, I knew I loved it right away because it has a lot of tools. It has like meditations for children. It has meditational stories for a night if you want. And I guess my politics about meditation will come out here in a minute, but let me finish about Calm. I love it so much because the Daily Calm, which is a narration by Tamara Levitt, and I've got such a crush on Tamara Levitt from doing this, you know. I'm what you call a sapiosexual. You know, I can only get involved with someone if I intellectually and emotionally are connected with them. The physical alone isn't enough. And Tamara Levitt's little meditation, which always bring you back to the breath, very calming, so nice. And then a little teaching story, and you get out of it. And she's just gifted at doing this for real. Okay, let's talk about meditation.
Okay.
Everyone will tell you they meditate. Everyone will tell you what meditation is. Fine, I don't care. If meditation makes you a better you, I'm all for it, whatever you do. Having said that, though, there's a difference between what people call guided meditation. You know, like post yoga, if someone's saying you're reclining and now I want you all to imagine this and take you there, that's fine. I don't think that's really meditation, but if it feels like meditation to you and you love it and it makes you a better person, I'm your biggest fan. There are those who say that meditation is calming the mind. Okay. There's a lot of ways of saying it. When I meditate, I'm at home with myself. This guy who I love so much, Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese monk, you know, who lives in France, I think still. He's beautiful. He has the simplest meditation I like to tell people, which is this. I inhale. I arrive. I exhale. I am home. Easy to remember, easy to do. And if anyone's watching this and thinking, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so overwhelmed with my life, I haven't got time for this. Well, right, you don't. Until you want it more than something else, you don't. But even if you just stop and do I arrive, I am home. Something as simple as that. Or, you know, you've heard you can do the inhalation, the hold, and the exhalation to 3, to 4, to 5. I do 8 or 9 when I'm really feeling good. You know, a nice slow inhalation to hold for 4, exhale. And that kind of exercise where you inhale for a count, hold for a count, and exhale for a count is very useful because you will simply notice and see, this is the trick. If you get into judgment, it's no good. Just notice, happily notice, oh, my inhalation had some skips in it. I shook and I felt tension holding. I couldn't. I wanted to let go. My exhalation, I was finished sooner. Do I have more breath? Yeah, if you exhale, bet you have more. Right? Until you fall over.
Yeah.
But just simply to notice our own breath, just to notice your breath and notice the sensation. The coolness through the nostrils, that cool air rushing over your philtrum, you know, or your mustache if you have one. And then the exhalation that's warm and more humid, just noticing what part of your body do you feel your breath? Is it in your belly, you know? Oh, okay. You want to be an actress. You know, all the scream queens who breathe up here. And you know why they want women to breathe like that, right? Come on. Let's grow up. There's a difference between breathing there and breathing in your belly. And if you breathe slow and deep in your belly and this stays relaxed and doesn't move, that's a different thing. So the practical side to this meditation, my dear, is that anyone watching this, even if you only have 1 minute of the day, stop for that 1 minute. Be comfortable.
Yeah.
And just breathe however you breathe, but notice it. Be in the breath, just notice it. Just notice it. You don't have to be sophisticated. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be anything. Just notice your breath and try to lengthen the inhalation, lengthen the exhalation, 2 or 3 of those. And notice, do you feel better? Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Then do more.
I love that. That's wonderful, Paul.
Because if it isn't practical and simple, it's not useful.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. This has been a really nice education. And I love that it's an education and you didn't just come on the show and say, oh, okay, let's do it. Let me guide you through it. And you gave us a little bit more to take home and hum on for a little while.
So I'm playing major 7th chords, which are the most relaxing. See, everything's okay when you hear these. Can't get to sleep? Oh, I can put you to sleep. See, isn't that nice? It's just those tones that just seem so like a caress, you know? And meditation should feel like a caress to your mind. Your breathing should feel like something wonderful is happening. And that wonderful is who you are. It's your own self that can do that.
That is beautiful, Paul. Yes, it feels like a shower to me.
And thank you. And I said I was grateful, and I'm grateful for the chance to connect with you and also to share this beautiful stuff I've gotten and spread it and hope that other people find something pleasant and wonderful inside themselves today.
Well, thank you, Paul. Oh, that's beautiful. I love being able to bring the show down just a notch, just to become a little bit more aware, learn something new, but absorb it at the same time. So thank you so much, Paul. This has been a delight, a pleasure, and a moment in time. And I would like to keep you with me while we say good day and have a wonderful weekend. Do you have anything to say to our viewers for the weekend?
Take it easy.
Take it easy. I agree. And with that, we will see you very soon. Thank you for watching the show.
Thank you again. Take care.
Of course.